Hello and welcome to my loft, and today's video is on how long were trains back in the 1960s. And you might be able to see I have a pair of Clan class locos. These are British Rail Standard Class 6 and they are pulling 14 Mark 1 coaches and 15 sleeper coaches, which I think look rather nice and long. And this was a bit longer than would normally be, but since it's the August bank holidays, then the operational requirements need extra long coaches. This here is a Peak Class 45 pulling 10 coaches, and you can just see this body actually is from an old train of mine and is about 45 years old, which is going pretty well. Up next is a Peppercorn Class A1 pulling 12 Mark 1 coaches. Looks slightly wrong, as many of these coaches are bought second hand and the paintwork has faded, but it still works nicely. Here we have the Tornado, which is actually a modern loco, but it's based on the Peppercorn A1, and you can see there are some Southern Rail coaches. And it might look a bit wrong, but back in the days, coaching stock did get mixed around. With my model railway set in the loft, I do try and get the trains to be fairly realistic, but I'm fully aware there are loads of details that are not quite right. It is a British Rail Standard Class 8, of which only one was ever made because the time of steam was coming to the end, and actually I think is one of my favourite looking locos. Up next we're on to the wagons, and we have a Standard Class 9 pulling 38 wagons. If you look there, just a little bit of wheel spin as the train goes up the gradient. I've always liked really long trains and lots of them going at the same time, as you can see. This is a Fowler F4. It's actually over 40 years old itself, and it's pulling, if I remember right, only 13 wagons. But of course, depending on operational requirements, lengths of the goods trains were varied. An Ivet Class 4 pulling 20 oil wagons. And I think again looks very nice, typical of the time. This is a Thompson A2/3 pulling van wide wagons, and there's 33 of these. A quick look at the engine sheds. A couple of workers' coaches here just behind, being moved from one rail yard to another, of course. And one of my favourite looking DMUs, a Class 105, and my earliest ever memory of going on a train. Here is a standard British Rail Class 460, carrying plenty of tippler wagons. These are wagons that would be filled up, in this case with iron ore, and the wagon would be tipped on its side so to empty out all the contents, and so hence the name tippler. Now the Bakerloo line, they had a top speed of 45 miles an hour. That's a little fast. You can see I've installed some lights in the cab and the headlights. These are EFE underground trains, and you have to modify them, and I've put 4 motors in the first 2 coaches. Crawling up the hill, up the gradient. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again in 2 weeks' time. Bye.